This video is about PTE Academic Writing. Now imagine this. Two students walk into the PTE Academic exam. They get the same essay question. They have the same 20 minutes. They have both studied grammar. They have both memorized templates. Yet, one student walks away with a writing score that is much higher than the other. Why? Was it luck? Was it vocabulary? Was it grammar? Or was it something much deeper? So today we are going to find out. Okay? I'm going to show you two essays written for exactly the same prompt. One represents a response that might perform around the 50 to 65 range, while the other reflects the qualities often seen in response around the 79 to 90 range. But here's the challenge. I don't want you to focus on the mistakes. I want you to become the examiner. As we read each essay, you have to ask yourself one question. Would I give this a high score? Why or why not? Because today you are not just learning how to write, you're learning how to think like an examiner. Let's begin. Now, here is an essay prompt. Some people believe working from home is better than working in an office. Others believe employees should work from the office. Discuss both views and give your opinion. Now, let me give the response first. Okay? If you want, you can just pause the video and kindly go through this. Then we will discuss about the same thing. Okay? Nowadays, many people think working from home is better because it saves time and people can stay with their family. They don't need to travel every day, so they feel less tired and can complete their work comfortably. This is one reason why many employees prefer working from home. On the other hand, some people believe working in an office is more effective. Employees can discuss ideas directly with their colleagues, solve problems faster, and communicate better. They can also avoid distractions that may happen at home. In my opinion, both methods have advantages and disadvantages. However, I think working from home is better because it provides flexibility and helps people maintain a better work life balance. Companies should allow employees to choose the option that suits their job requirements. Fair enough. So, what do you think? Would you give this a very high score? At first glance, it looks pretty good, isn't it? The grammar is mostly correct, the essay is organized, it answers the question. So, why isn't this the strongest possible reason? Let's break it down. Here, if you see, the ideas are safe. This essay say exactly what thousands of candidates say. Working from home saves time, working from office improves communication, right? Nothing is incorrect, but nothing stands out either. A stronger response develops ideas with greater depth and specificity. Okay? And if you see the vocabulary, these vocabularies are functional, not flexible. If you notice the language like better, people, and then working, good communication, advantages, disadvantages. So these words are accurate, but they are very common. Higher level responses often use more precise vocabulary naturally. For example, productivity, collaboration, professional interaction, autonomy, or operational efficiency without sounding forced. Okay? And if you notice the sentence variety, here in this response, this is limited. Most sentences follow a similar pattern subject, verb, object. There's very little variation that you can see here. When every sentence sounds the same, the writing feels repetitive, even if it's grammatically correct, right? And the fourth one is development is basic. So here the writer gives reasons but doesn't really expand them. For example, if you see employee can discuss ideas directly, so, how does that improve outcome? Why does face to face communication matter? So, one well developed explanation often makes a response more convincing than several brief statements. Got it? So, this is the kind of essay where an examiner might think the candidate understands the task and communicates clearly, but the language and development remain fairly ordinary. There is nothing seriously wrong, but there is also nothing particularly memorable. Now forget everything you have just seen. I'm going to show you another response to exactly the same prompt. So pay attention because the difference is much smaller than most people imagine. Let me show that for you. Again, if you want, you can just pause the video, read through it, and try to identify the difference. Let me read it for you. The debate over whether employees should work remotely or from a traditional office has become increasingly relevant in recent years. While remote work offers greater flexibility and convenience, many organizations continue to value the structure and collaboration associated with office based employment. Supporters of remote work argue that eliminating daily commuting allows employees to use their time more efficiently, resulting in improved work life balance and, in many cases, increased productivity. Furthermore, flexible working arrangements may contribute to higher job satisfaction, enabling organizations to attract and retain skilled professionals. Conversely, advocates of office based work believe that direct interaction encourages stronger teamwork, quicker decision making, and more effective communication. In person collaboration can also strengthen professional relationships and support creativity, particularly when employees are working on complex projects that require continuous discussion. In my view, neither approach is universally superior. The most effective solution depends on the nature of the work being performed. A balanced model that combines the flexibility of remote work with the collaborative benefits of office interaction is likely to produce the best outcomes for both employees and employers. Here, did you notice that this essay does not use impossibly difficult vocabulary? Yes, if you see there are no words that require a dictionary. So, why does it feel more academic? Let's look closely. The introduction sets the tone. You can compare the opening, like in the first one, the first essay starts with nowadays many people think, right? But here, if you see, the debate over whether employees should work remotely or from a traditional office has become increasingly relevant in recent years. Immediately, the writing feels more formal and focused. That's not because the words are harder, it's because they are more precise. And if you see the vocabulary, not fancy vocabularies, okay? But vocabularies are precise. You can notice the choices eliminating daily commuting, productivity, job satisfaction, collaboration, professional relationships, right? So these are natural academic expressions. They are appropriate for the topic and used accurately. Strong writing is not about showing off, it's about choosing the right words, okay? And each paragraph develops a single idea before moving to the next. Nothing feels rushed, nothing feels repetitive. The essay guides the reader logically from one viewpoint to the next. So, that sense of flow is what we call coherence, right? And if you look at the ideas, they are well developed instead of simply saying working from home saves time. So, here we have explained less commuting, better time management, improved work life balance, and it leads to greater productivity. So that's a chain of reasoning, right? So the examiner is not just reading opinions, they are reading logical thinking. And we have used a varied sentence structure. Some sentences are short, others are longer with dependent clauses. So, this variation makes the writing sound natural and engaging. It has good rhythm and good writing. When every sentence follows the same pattern, the reader loses interest, right? So, it should have a varied structure. So, when you see the conclusion, you can feel that it has some maturity. Here, we did not force a black and white answer, right? Instead, we acknowledge that different jobs require a different solutions before presenting a balanced opinion. So that demonstrates thoughtful reasoning rather than a simplistic argument. Got it? So, what was the biggest difference? It wasn't expensive vocabulary. It wasn't writing more words. It wasn't memorizing a magical template. The higher quality response succeeds because every sentence has a purpose. The ideas are connected, the language is precise, the structure is logical, and the reader never has to struggle to understand the message. If your writing currently resembles the first response, don't worry. Your goal is not to jump straight to the highest level overnight. Your goal is to improve one sentence, one paragraph, and one essay at a time because that's exactly how better writing is built. Got it? So that's all for today's video. Kindly like, share, and subscribe for more PTE academic tips. See you in the next video. Bye bye.